Song and Story World. Hello, my name's Dave Corbett. Welcome to this podcast called Making My Podcasts with Logic 9. They're all going to be very, very simple and may possibly help people who are looking to write songs or arrange songs or just starting out with Logic 9 on the Mac. I don't pretend to be an expert in anything. I just do what I can. So I'm hoping you'll get something out of these shortish episodes. If you've got any suggestions, let me know. So, we're going to be looking at a song called Three Little Pigs, which is part of a podcast of two songs which tell the story of the three little pigs. The other song is called Hungry Now. That's about the wolf. This is about the pigs. And the audio that you will hear is really not very good quality at all because it's being just recorded from the speakers here. The actual finished product, you can go onto the site and listen to it there in its finished form. But first of all, let's have a look at this screen here. We've got some down here. We have a load of tracks, various tracks. Here we have lots of blocks of sound. These here, above this white line, above the white line, these ones here are all audio. They're me singing. Great stuff. And the bottom ones here are all instruments. There they are, they're all instruments. And they're all labelled, most of them are labelled over here. This one down here, for instance, is called 12-string guitar. And if I click on it, it pulls up all the blocks in this particular song. And these are all sections of sound. Logic calls them regions. So different regions. And up here, I've labelled the regions. I've got a track here which doesn't do anything apart from, it says no output. It just tells me where I am in the song. So we've got an intro, a chorus, verse, second part of the verse, and a bit of an intro again, and so on and so on and so on. So that goes right to the end. I'll explain a bit more about that later. So we've got this 12-string down here. I'll just make it a little bit bigger by dragging on that corner there. So this is a 12-string. Now this is how the song started. I was just messing around looking at some sounds, and I came across this. It's called a 12-string. Doesn't sound much like a 12-string, but it sounds vaguely guitar-y. So I just started messing around, and I came up with this particular little, I suppose it's a claw hammer style on a guitar. Now what I'm going to do down here, I'm going to solo this particular track. So now that yellow solo button means all this track, that's all it will play. Won't play any of this other stuff here, just here. And I'll just play the first part that I had in my mind when the song started. So here we go. So that's the first bit I had, and then I worked out a few more chords for that particular sound, and it sounded like this. And I'm stopping it here on the keyboard by pressing pause. You can see where it's got to. This up here is like the timeline. It shows you whereabouts you are in the song. We just reached bar 13. There it says bar 13. And I can move this if I want to. I can go back to the beginning, or I can just press a button on my keyboard, which is exactly the same thing. So there I've got that little bit of guitar, and I thought it'd be quite nice to have a bass to go with it. And I thought perhaps a fretless electric bass. So let me just open that a little bit more so we can see that. It says fretless bass. Again, one of the sounds that I found in my, down here, look, on the bottom left, EXS sampler. And I'll show you perhaps later on how to find sounds in there. So I'm going to solo the bass as well. So now what you'll hear is the solo guitar string track and the solo bass. Solo, but there are two of them. But they're playing, nothing else is playing apart from these two tracks, the guitar and the bass. Here we go. And this is the chorus part. Sounds a bit better with the bass. And then up here I have, let me open it up bigger so you can see it. Up here it says Guidevox. Now this is just a very rough idea of the song, the idea that I had for the song. Obviously it's not going to be used eventually. Really, all this Guidevox is for, the very first track I laid down vocally, is just to remind me of the tune, basically, so I didn't forget the tune. I got the idea of the three little pigs from that particular 12-string, the guitar sound there. Three little pigs. And then I was thinking what to do next. And let me have a look at my lyrics here. What are the lyrics? Looking for a place to rest their head. Looking for a place to rest their head. And then to rhyme with that, I needed something to rhyme with head. And I thought, well, actually, what a good trick I find, and I don't mind admitting it, is putting out a list, writing it down, a list of the alphabet, and then going through the various things. So I've got a place to rest their head. I wanted something to rhyme with head. So I went through the alphabet. Head, no. Bed, no. Dead, certainly not. Head, we've already got that. Fed, blah, blah. Oh, bed, of course, is the obvious thing to have. So the lyrics, looking for a place to rest their head, and then looking for a cozy bed, seem to fit in okay. So let me solo this rough guide vocal here. It gives you an idea of how it all sounds. So this is from this chorus part here. Three little pigs looking for a place to rest their head. Three little pigs looking for a cozy bed. Three little pigs looking for a place to call their own. Three little pigs looking for a brand new home. Okay, so that's that. I think we'll leave it there. Next time we'll look at the other instruments in the arrangement. I do hope you found this simple podcast interesting and, more to the point, understandable. See you next time. Song and story.